Hi guys, my name is Victor Modo and I am here to just share a couple of thoughts I've tweeted in the past and just to put them on record so that I can always say this was my position on this a long time ago. We have a lot of problems in Nigerian football. I mean, I've worked in this space for almost a decade now. We have a lot of issues in Nigerian football, league football in particular, not national team. And I'm here to address two things I think are the major problem: fans and broadcasting production. But let me start with the fans. Let me just go straight to it. We have the most amazing fans in Nigeria. Nigerians are an amazing bunch of people. We are the best people in the freaking world. Amazing. If you go to Kano, 30,000 stars, everybody is there watching, loud noise, hailing. I mean, beautiful. Ibadan, stadium full, amazing. However, it's not enough. We need to declare a state of emergency on bringing fans back to Nigerian football. I know the fans will say it's not attractive. Why will I leave this? Why will I leave that? But we need them. Nigerian football will not grow, cannot grow unless the fans adopt Nigerian football as their own and come back to it. Let me explain, right? A lot of money is needed to grow Nigerian football. A lot of money, right? A lot of marketing spend, marketing dollars has to come in. However, nobody is going to carry money and throw inside dustbin. You get, people are going to put their money where they know it will get the most attention. At this current moment, it's a Premier League, it's a Champions League, it's all of that stuff for everybody, right? We need to beg the fans. We need to ensure that when a fan, there's something that Sporting Lagos does. Sporting Lagos has a record of all their fans. They reach out to us regularly. They engage one way or the other. Every club needs to ensure that every fan that walks into the stadium gate basically is accounted for, is known, is recorded, we are able to communicate with this fan because we need that fan to come back and ensure, we need the fan to keep coming back and take us as their own. Nigerian fans, let me just make this appeal. I don't know if people are going to let me just make the appeal directly, right? The product is not currently as fine as you want it to be, yes. But same applies to a lot of stuff in the Nigerian society. However, if we want to consciously fix it, we have to put our heads together and try. And it starts with showing up. That brings me to the next problem that I think we have, and it's a major one, and it's broadcast and productions. What we have now is not sustainable. The one camera wide live stream being offered by the streaming partner for the league, Propel, is not sustainable. It makes no sense. It makes a joke of the league. Yes, but that's what we have. And it's no fault of theirs. They are there to bridge a gap. I don't know how much they paid the league body, but they are there to bridge a gap, and that's the broadcast we have at the moment. However, I think the league body got it wrong. Signing the Propel deal, to me, was the wrong thing to do. What I think they should have done was consolidate on the previous MPFL Live app. Yes, where you could have a game on it, right? You could broadcast a game. The DSTV could cover and we show. The broadcast guys could cover and we'll show it on that app. What they should have done, forget the broadcast guys. Clubs like Sporting Lagos, they were streaming with 4 cameras in the NNL. They got into the MPFL and they were told to stop. There's a streaming partner and their fans had to make do with 1 camera. Bendel Insurance, the season before, was streaming at least 4 or 5 cameras at times from Benin. They still have all their wired connections. The stadium has been rigged already for broadcast, right? Then the new season came, they were told to stop it. Remo Stars, they were at least doing 2 cameras comfortably. Production was good. Ikorodu came into the league a season after that, and I mean, with their production crew, they could comfortably do two cameras. Production good, right? What I think the league body should have done is not stop those guys from broadcasting. What they should have done is encourage other people. If you cannot afford to pay, encourage other people, grow manpower for every other club to at the very least be able to do an enjoyable 2-camera broadcast, and then have your star match and funnel all of these things back to that original MPFL app or YouTube channel. Grow production, make the product good enough, and then try to sell it. You can have your star match that you pay a production team to do 8 cameras, but every other game should be able to be recorded properly, more than 1 camera. Guys, there's a lot of football. There's a lot of nonsense our players endure, or our players that are good endure because of the absence of quality videos and video angles for the work that they do, right? People can go to certain leagues in Africa and buy a player direct without having to come for trials because they have watched you repeatedly on quality broadcasting and they understand your game, right? It's hard to sell a Nigerian league player, right, with the broadcasting capability that we currently have. And what that does is that our bargaining chip in the market comes very low, which means we cannot attract a lot of money coming into the league, which can eventually help us to up the levels of football that we play. It's intertwined together. Also, when Start Times came into the space and they tried to do broadcasting, right? I mean, they were creating the product, they had people videoing for them, and they were broadcasting it. I knew Start Time was going to go after I watched a couple of their games, and I did not see enough marketing dollars on the video, right? And marketing dollars cannot come to a broadcast partner except, back to my first problem, the fans, except they know that that's where the fans are. If Eyimba is playing a game against 3SC of Ibadan, I need to know that for that weekend in Nigeria, if I want to get the attention of Nigerians as a whole, or at least people in Oyo State and people in Abia State, that is where I need to drop my marketing dollars. That's why I said we need to declare state of emergency on the absence of fans, because if fans come back, adopt the clubs as their own, community relations, this one is a big dent on the image of the clubs. Community relations is done. Bring the fan back. Hold them tight. They take you as their own. Then marketing dollars can come into the league. Broadcast partners can recoup their investment, and they are not going to want to go. And that's where the problem is, right? That's why I say we need to fix two things. I mean, we have corruption, we have poor, and we have poor coaches. We have players that are not up to standard, I know. But we need to fix two problems. These two problems is going to ensure that we can up our levels. If people, just like what we say in politics, the more the populace are interested in how they are being governed, the more those that are governing have to sit up and do better, right? If the fans are interested in this league and take it as their own and correctly follow and keep tabs on the league, and the way I follow Chelsea is the same way I follow Sporting Lagos, same way I even follow Warri Wolves as at now. If we have that done, right, the fans are around, it continues moving, the levels will have to go up. Money will come in because MTN, Guinness, Nigerian Brews, they know that their money has to be not just on the EPL, it has to be on that star match between Kano Pillars and Shooting Stars of Ibadan, between Kano Pillars and Warri Wolves, between Katsina United and Abia Warriors. They have to put the money down to get their attention. Guys, we need to realize something. The sports industry in Nigeria can employ millions. Fact, both direct employment and second-hand employment can employ millions, right? But we have to come back. First thing I think we need to do to solve this problem is two things. We need to declare a state of emergency on the absence of funds, and then we need to start a marketing campaign, a communication campaign targeted at bringing the fans back to Nigerian football. The same way we did a communications campaign when Ebola struck. Yes, how serious is it? The same way we do campaign on HIV/AIDS and its severity. It's the same way we need to do a marketing campaign to bring the fans back, because if that happens, we unlock $1 billion industry. Right? And then for broadcasting, no broadcast partner is going to come and sign a deal that involves where they have to do the production themselves, lift it, and then go to try to market it. No broadcast partner would do that, right? We need a broadcast fund to be created for the Nigerian league. Yes, we need the government to invest in covering these games and the improvement of these games. I am not even talking about the levels of the game. Covering these games and the improvement of it. Unless we have enough money to produce our games, I don't expect a Start Times or a DSTV to pick it up, because they will be spending too much. It costs approximately 15 million to 20 million to get an OB van to a location to cover a game, and that's one game. Imagine you want to do 4 to 5 games a week, and that's 100 million already. You get, the broadcast partner cannot do this. We need to do it, right? And if we cannot afford all of that, the league body come back to the basis, right? The clubs that can, Ikorodu can, Bendel Insurance can, Shooting Stars cannot at the moment, but it's a shorter journey for Shooting Stars. The clubs that can, put heads together with them, up their capacity, and ensure that they can comfortably give you an that will not break, a 3-camera production every weekend, and you move it all into one place. Even if you don't want to live stream it, sign a deal with a Start Times Again, for example, and tell them, don't worry, we have this game, or we have a crew that can give you one game. They'll produce it. You don't spend your money. We'll produce. We give you the signal, and you buy. Or you try, because a lot of experimental marketing will have to happen around this space. But to solve our problems, broadcast must be solved, and the fans have to pity the game, ignore our initial rubbish and our low standards, come back and join us to raise the standards up.